Are you ready to make some money? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael Lays. Today we'll be covering how to take the mystery out of sales. Break this thing down. It is a science. It is basic math, everyone. I always kind of laugh when you see people online saying, I close 100% of my deals. I close 80%. Okay, let's see the numbers. Let's see the KPIs, because you don't need to be an all-star to make six figures in sales. That's a fact. You just need to know your KPIs, your numbers. So we'll be breaking down how to make $1 million in sales. And let's just say you had a $10,000 offer and you got paid 10%. That's $100,000 in your bank. So let's break it down. What is a KPI? KPI stands for Key Performance Indicators. What I like to do is break down what happened in 2024 so we can project for 2025. So today, for example, I had a team meeting, and in the team meeting, we were talking about what's your KPIs? What's the goals for 2025? And a lot of people didn't know what last year looked like. They knew that they had some highs, they had some lows, and everything was kind of going, and they know how much they made. And that was kind of their game plan going into the next year. Let's take the mystery out of it. Use what happened last year to game plan how much you want to make in 2025 using your actual numbers. So behind me is this a case study in terms of how to make $1 million in revenue. Your numbers are going to be a little bit different. If you did sales last year, figure out your KPIs and your numbers so that you can project for next year. If you're new and you've never done sales before, take these as a grain of salt and then figure out your KPIs as you go throughout the years. Do you have to make more calls, less calls, more leads, less leads? What's your close percentage? All this is going to play a factor in this, but this is not rocket science, guys. We can all make great money in sales, breaking this thing down step by step. So the KPIs I would track is total dollars, number of sales, pitches. Now for pitches, I know in my conversations with what I sell that I usually pitch in the 30-minute mark. If someone's on the phone for 30 minutes, that means a few things. It means, one, they showed up. So the lead showed up. I know that they are qualified, they have the funds to be able to move forward, or they wouldn't be on the phone that long with me. So knowing this already, I can figure out, okay, out of the people that booked on my calendar, how many of them am I actually talking to? So let's look at the number of leads, the talk time as well. That's going to be very important to figure out how much you make per hour, pitches, sales, and total dollars. So if I want to know, okay, how many people am I actually talking to? If I get 10 people booked on my calendar, how many of them are getting pitched? I can easily look at, I had 1,000 leads, I had 300 pitches, I'm pitching 30% of the time. All right, perfect. So out of those 30 people, or 30% of the time that I'm pitching, how many of those am I closing? Well, in this case, I got 100 sales. 33% of the time, I'm closing a deal that I pitch, which means, and this also helps marketing a little bit as well, for every 10 leads that I have on my calendar, I know that I get one sale. So now it becomes a game of how many times can I get people on my calendar? How many leads can I take in a year to be able to hit this goal? Now, in this case, we said 1,000 leads. 1,000 leads. That means to hit my goal, I need roughly 20 booked calls per week. If I work an hour per call, or at least an hour time slot, because you're probably not talking for an hour every single call, that means if you worked half a day, half a shift, half a 9 to 5, you can make six figures in sale. Simple math. So let's break it down. So the things we want to know is, one, what is the close percentage? Close percentage. We're going to look at number of sales. We're going to divide that by number of pitches. In this case, 33%. We're going to look at how many people I talked to. We just did that. That's 30% of the time I'm pitching. And the most important one, at least for me to motivate myself to make those dials and have those conversations, is how much do I actually get paid per hour of time? Not hour of me sitting in front of a computer being busy, but actually putting time in on the phone. We get paid to talk. Break that down. 400 hours of talk time, $1 million in sales. That means I bring in $2,500 every single hour I'm on the phone. So the goal is, 1, can I get more leads? Or are there more opportunities? 2, how do I have more talk time? Not inflating the numbers by talking to people I shouldn't be talking to, but what's the outbound game? What's my pre-call? What's my follow-up game? How do I make it so that the more people that I have, I can talk to them for at least 30 minutes and have a great conversation? Am I following up that lead for months and months and months and then eventually having a 30-minute conversation with them when they're ready? Or am I got the lead, I tried a one-call close, it didn't have the funds, forget it. They're gone. They're in the abyss. Break this thing down. We had one rep that we actually talked about how many dials he did. And we had figured out that every time he dials, he brings in $5. No answer, $5. No answer, $5. Not interested, $5. If you knew you made $5 every time you picked up the phone and hit dial, how many dials would you make? Would you do it an hour, 2 hours a day? What would you do to make sure that you hit your goals? So let's take the mystery out of sales. Yes, there's some people that have a very high close percentage, and there's people that are newer and learning along the way. But there's no reason why you can't hit your goal once you know your KPIs. This is not a mystery. Yes, there's ebbs and flows, but look at the big picture over the course of the year. Break down your numbers, and let's make some money. All right, guys. Hope that helped. I'll see you on the next one.